This is ABC7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Work is well underway to creating the new Venice Public Library, but it's not the only work being done on Venice's cultural campus. ABC7's Christopher Brantley has more details.
Good evening. Here in Venice, preserving the city's history is just as important as securing its good future. And to that end, its future is being built right now in the form of a new public library, while just next door, its history is being preserved in a new archive building.
This is really the true heart of the culture campus. I don't think anyone will disagree.
Dr. Bill Jarvie is an avid library goer.
I can honestly say, Chris, that I would not be here today were it not for the Library of Hawaii, which is where I grew up.
And that might explain why he donated $1 million towards an endowment for the Venice Library. He's not the only deep-pocketed Venice resident looking to donate money towards the cultural campus. Julia Cousin donated $1 million for this new archive building.
Gifts such as Dr. Jarvie gave for the new library and Julia gave for this wonderful archival research facility, I think really typifies the spirit of Venice.
The old archive building is overpacked. This new building will free up much needed space.
These mementos, these objects in our collection could be shared with future generations.
But there are financial concerns on the same campus. Sarasota County is looking into budget cuts for the next fiscal year. That could mean an 11% decrease in funding for your libraries.
Now we're 9 years into a recovery, and at this stage in the game, we were hoping the county would be increasing the budget, especially for such vital services as the library.
Construction on the new Venice Public Library is set to be complete in the fall of 2018. Now, as for those budget cuts, Sarasota County is going to look further into the issue and decide what needs to be cut near the end.
Okay, thank you so much, Christopher. Sarasota's University Station is growing. The grocer Whole Foods announcing that its newest addition to the Suncoast will be on University Parkway, and it will open up on January 31st. It will be the second Whole Foods on the Suncoast, with the first being in downtown Sarasota. The store is expected to employ 180 full and part-time locally hired team members. The store will offer a selection of grab-and-go prepared foods, grocery items, a coffee bar, and a French restaurant that's expected to serve rotisserie meats and French classics like made-to-order crepes, along with beer and selected wines. Well, Florida homelessness has been an issue in the Sunshine State for decades, but a new report shows a decline in the number of people living on the street. The report showing a 4% decrease in homeless persons on a single night in Florida. But how did the numbers look right here on the Suncoast?
Last year, we counted 1,440 some homeless in both counties. But we know that there were well over 3,000 unduplicated persons who were literally homeless who took advantage of services in Sarasota and Manatee County last year.
Coming up tonight on ABC7 at 7, we'll take a look at how those numbers compare to past years and what's being done to lower the numbers here on the Suncoast. In light of the devastation caused by Hurricane Maria, there has been an almost 5% increase in Puerto Rican students enrolling in Florida schools. That's according to the Center for Puerto Rican Studies at Hunter College. Thousands of Puerto Ricans have already been forced from the island, with more arriving each day. Florida officials estimate that over 200,000 Puerto Ricans have made their way to the state since September. Well, let's check back in with meteorologist Steve Newman for a look at your first alert forecast. Steve?
Jacqueline, we have some high clouds streaming in. Part of the initial change that's going on in our weather that'll take us into the new year. It'll be a kind of a different environment by the 1st and 2nd of January, but not for the next day or so. Just some high clouds from time to time. There's some showers up to the north of us, and that high cloudiness is going to make for a really pretty sunset in about 6 minutes, which I'll show you in our next weathercast. We have some rain up in the Big Bend area of Florida and across the Panhandle. If we take a look at our future radar, you can see it's predicting that to remain to the north of even Tampa Bay. And our winds from the northeast will be nice and dry and cool. Patches of fog and even sea fog could form toward 4 or 5 in the morning, but it'll burn off by 10, 11 at the latest, maybe earlier than that when the sun comes up. All in all, tomorrow we'll have a little bit more clouds than we saw today. And here's our forecast for the evening. The Planning, 71 at 6 o'clock, cooling through the 60s through the dinner hour. I just can't talk right now, but bottoming off around 61 degrees. Hopefully my mouth will work better in the main weather coming up. Jacqueline.
Okay, thank you so much, Steve. Looking forward to it. A new neighborhood in Parrish has mailboxes, but they just don't have any mail. Residents of the fairly new community called Cross Creek have to drive a few miles each way to the post office when they want to pick up their mail. The post office says it can't afford to deliver to individual homes, but neighbors say if the development owner, Medallion Homes, would put in so-called cluster boxes by the front entrance, the post office would then be able to deliver their mail.
I've spoken to most of the residents here. They don't care how it gets here, as long as it gets here. Yeah, we want to be able to walk to get our mail.
The post office says they will continue to work on a resolution. No one from Medallion Homes returned our calls. A proposal filed in Tallahassee would prohibit credit reporting agencies from charging fees to consumers for placing or removing a security freeze on a credit report. The goal of the bill is to eliminate fees of up to $10 that are charged when a data breach victim wants to temporarily freeze a credit report. Chief Financial Officer Jimmy Petronis is supporting the bill. He says widespread data breaches at major companies continue to happen across the country, and fees imposed by credit reporting agencies create another barrier for someone trying to fix a compromised report.
The breaches that are taking place aren't the fault of our Floridians. The breaches that are taking place are fault of extraordinary, talented, devious minds that are able to get in and hack into these networks. And here's the reality: it's not going to stop.
The bill will be considered during the upcoming legislative session, which begins in just a few weeks. If passed, the measure would take effect on July 1st. Oil prices reached new heights yesterday, causing gas prices to rise. After a 6-week decline, AAA says Florida prices rose 2 cents overnight. But if you're looking for the cheapest gas in the state, you don't have to go far. The least expensive gas prices are just up the road in Tampa and St. Pete. And thousands of people watched via webcam on Tuesday as a baby eagle hatched in Florida. E10, as observers have named it, stepped into the world at about 8:45. The eaglet hatching from one of 2 eggs that was laid in November by Harriet the eagle. The female bald eagle has been nesting in North Fort Myers since 2006. After the Dick Pritchett Real Estate Agency installed environmentally friendly cameras, Harriet captured the attention of nature lovers worldwide. If you'd like to see more of that baby eagle, ABC7 is following its progress. You can see more on our website, mysuncoast.com, or just head over to our Facebook page. Still to come on your Suncoast News, if one of your New Year's resolutions include money, listen up. We have some tips on how you can ring in the new year with more cash. That story coming up next.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On Group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these other injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On Group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-604-1698. That's 800-604-1698.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
If high performance art is what you're into, look no further than Sunset Fiat of Sarasota. For maximum performance, check out the all-new Fiat Spider. You'll flip over the superior handling and capability. Or follow roads less traveled in the Fiat 500X. No matter what your passion is, there's a Fiat for everyone. Prices starting as low as $13,999 during the Big Finish event. Going on now at Sunset Fiat of Sarasota.
Florida Studio Theater has extended the 8-time Tony Award winner Once. Captivating and breathtaking, Once is an unforgettable story about going for your dreams and the power of music to connect us all. Critics are calling Once engaging and heartwarming, outstanding, and a flawless production. Audiences are calling it phenomenal and better than Broadway. Once is now playing through January 14th. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Thinking about bettering your bank account for the new year? In today's Consumer Watch, Mary Maloney has some money resolutions you may want to make before the ball drops.
It's time to ring in the new year with some more cash. According to Fidelity's annual New Year financial resolution study, people are optimistic about 2018.
The good news is that more people feel better about their financial situation now, and they feel much better about the prospects going forward.
Especially millennials.
Millennials are focusing more and more on long-term savings goals like saving for retirement. Conversely, if you look at older generations, while they're still optimistic, they're a little less optimistic, and their resolutions tend to focus more on things like saving for health care in retirement.
The experts at Fidelity say the top money resolutions for 2018: save more, pay down debt, spend less, and consider your future.
The further away you are from retirement, the more comfortable you should be leveraging equities and riding the ups and downs of the market over the long term.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
We had a beautiful sunset that has just occurred. I'm going to get out of the way so you can see how pretty the skies were from our ABC7 tower cam, looking west over the Gulf of Mexico, and there goes the sunset at 5:45. Now we'll have crimson skies. And the current temperature, very pleasant. If you're out walking around this evening, you'll be in the low 70s to upper 60s for the next 2 or 3 hours. 73 right now, dew point 65. And our high today, 79. Unseasonably warm continues. We'll start drifting down to more normal temperatures as we move into the weekend, which will be closer to 72. Actual low last night, 68 degrees warmer than normal. Now there's some high clouds that are going to act like an insulator, keeping the heat from radiating into outer space. So we'll keep up 1 or 2 degrees from this morning's low temperatures for the most part. And there's some showers up to the north of us, and you can see some of these clouds are mainly just cirrus passing overhead, and the rain associated with it is mainly to the north of even Tampa Bay. It's moving across the Panhandle and the Big Bend area of Florida, and our futurecast shows that we'll continue to stay north of Tampa Bay through the evening, and we won't get anything. We could use any drop of rain we could get right now, but it's not going to happen until the new year. Take a look now at the snow belts in New York State. Erie, Pennsylvania is finally catching a break after 4, 5, 6 feet of snow in some areas. But the problem area right now is from about Hamilton, Ontario, Niagara Falls, over toward Rochester. That's just getting a whole lot of snow. If you're visiting from Cleveland, you'll be happy to know that you're not getting the heavy snow they're getting up there right now. Taking a look at that snowfall, you can see there is a lot of it from coast to coast. Up in New England, in those snow belts of upstate New York, you can see the key up here on these darker magentas, 2 to 3 feet of snow, but these brighter magentas between 3 and 4 feet of snow. And it's potentially getting more as another Alberta clipper is brushing that area tonight and tomorrow. Single digits in the central part of Canada, 23 at New York City, Philly 24, Chicago with that wind, it's feeling like below 0, but the air temperature is 8, Kansas City 13, and that chill is blown over Dallas where it's 35 right now, even Houston feeling the chill with 44 degrees. Here's our weather headlines as we look toward the new year warmer again tomorrow by maybe 77, 78 degrees for the high temperature, and then it starts to cool off to the low 70s as we move into the weekend. And then another flip-flop of the atmosphere will bring us some moisture, maybe some rain for New Year's Day, and unsettled next week. That's the way it looks right now. The next 48 hours by Computer Futurecast shows that rain staying to the north of us. The front passes by and goes stationary in the southern part of the state over the Florida Keys, and then the front passes by on Friday, and that will change the wind flow to the north that will bring us the cooler, drier air come Saturday. So we'll drop off to about 70 degrees by Saturday. If you're out on the water tomorrow, beware of the morning sea fog. Northeast winds in the afternoon, 15 knots, seas 2 feet, a moderate chop in bay and inland waters. And because we'll have more clouds than we've seen for a while, UV index is down to 3, water temperature 73, and air temperature 76. Here's my forecast for tonight. A lot of clouds out there and patches of fog possible, mainly inland. Our low temperature 61. And tomorrow, more clouds and sun sometimes. It'll remain warm with a high temperature of 77, again 5 degrees warmer than normal. And here is where we see the cooling off. Once the front passes on Friday, a high of only 70 on Saturday. It tries to recover a little bit on Sunday, and then another front comes through Monday. But at midnight, we should be in the low 60s for a New Year's celebration across the Sun Coast. We'll have more weather coming up in the next hour.
Thank you so much, Steve. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. There are no major accidents to report. The interstate is looking clear in both directions, but we are still seeing some of that congestion heading northbound on Gulf Drive and just south of St. Armand's Circle heading southbound. Year-end holiday retail sales rose by almost 5% when compared to the same period last year. It's a much welcomed gift for retailers and new signs of a growing consumer confidence. Online sales also increased, rising over 18%, and overall consumer spending during the holidays set a record for dollars spent. Early holiday season promotions also helped deliver sales increases for retailers, and the Saturday before Christmas was second only to Black Friday in terms of single-day spending. And FedEx and UPS have both been the beneficiaries of the shift to online shopping leading up to the holidays. The company's now trying to win a bigger share of those returns business. Both companies announcing that they plan to open more locations in the future. Well, stay with us. Entertainment news is coming up next.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
If you're between 50 and 85 years old, call the number on your screen right now for free information on how to save your family thousands of dollars. We're Family Love Plans, and we've been helping families just like yours for over 30 years. The average funeral today can cost up to $10,000 or more, but the most you'll get from government benefits is just $255. How will your family pay the difference? At Family Love Plans, we can help you and your family. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam and your plan can't be canceled. Better still, your rate will never go up and your benefits will never go down. Get your free information about our senior plans. Just answer a few simple questions and receive approval right over the phone.
Call 1-800-707-3608. That's 1-800-707-3608.
Listen to this important message. If you owe money to the IRS, you will want to hear this. The IRS is cracking down on those who owe back taxes. They send out devastating letters, garnish paychecks, and even put liens on your home or business. You may have heard of it. It's called enforced compliance. Penalties and interest compound daily on your back taxes, putting you under a mountain of debt. Tax 10,000 has years of experience connecting people with tax resolution specialists who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, they will handle all the necessary forms and can negotiate a tax settlement with the IRS. It's that simple. And if you qualify, You may end up saving thousands of dollars, finally ending your financial stress. Now is the time for a fresh start. Now is the time to call Tax 10,000. 800-699-3188. That's 800-699-3188. Call now.
Singer Solange Knowles announced she's suffering from a nervous system disorder and it will keep her from performing on New Year's Eve. The younger sister of Beyonce announcing on Instagram today that she's been battling the disease over the past 5 months, causing her to back out of at least 2 shows over the past year. On Instagram, she wrote in part, quote, "As part of a self-care that I've tried to encourage this past year, it needs to start with myself, and I'm looking forward to doing a better job of this in 2018. Nashville survived one previous cancellation, but the final curtain call is coming for the TV melodrama about the trials and tribulations of country music stars. Although the show hasn't been high in the ratings, fans were loyal to the country music drama starring Connie Britton and Hayden Panettiere. The series was revived on CMT after it was canceled by ABC after the 4th season. The 6th and final season premieres January 4th on CMT. It will air in 2 parts, with the finale airing this summer. Well, no stranger to interviews himself, Prince Harry is trying out life as a journalist. While serving as a guest editor on the BBC's flagship radio news program today, he interviewed former President Barack Obama, the prince focusing on issues he has been involved in, including mental health in the military. In the pre-recorded interview, Obama tells Harry that when he left the White House for the final time, he had an overall feeling of serenity, despite the sense that much was still unachieved. Well, it's been another Star Wars-themed Christmas this year at the box office. The Last Jedi claiming the top spot over the 4-day holiday weekend, raking in almost $100 million. The film beating out 4 new releases that just could not catch up. Of the new films, Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle fared best, debuting second with over $55 million. Well, stay with us. We'll be right back with more news and weather after the break.